Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to 999. We're back here in the preparation room, which we got into from the organ key, which we cut out of the organ. It was lots of fun, but let's continue forward. We need to look around this preparation room, and it looks like it's just like a washroom, maybe locker room type area. A sink. The doctors and nurses probably washed their hands here before an operation. Nothing suspicious here. Or maybe everything's suspicious. Okay, what is this? Some sort of thing for shooting a light through a beaker? I found a beaker. There are 4 different lights, each one a different color. White, red, blue, and purple. Does this thing react to something and then the lights light up? Maybe we need to fill the container with a liquid? Okay, the white light's lit. The white light on the top is glowing. Yeah, but the red, blue, and purple ones still aren't lit. There's a ray of light going through the beaker. Is it empty? And it's hitting the thing on the right. Maybe we need to put some sort of liquid in it. I don't know. Let's keep looking around for now. I have no idea what it is. It won't open. It looks like it's locked. By what? What kind of lock is there? There's a red plate on it. Do you think that means something? Oh, maybe that's how we unlock it. Dang. It's not opening. Locked, of course. The blue plate on here seems a little suspicious, though. And same thing for purple, I imagine. It's not opening. It won't even budge. It's got this purple plate on it, too. I wonder what that means. Okay, let's keep looking around the room. We have a dresser thing. Let's see if... a piece of paper. What's this? Is this some kind of medical record? Okay, so we've got file material. Let's take a look. No, that is a cabinet. That is not your file. Medical record. Okay, John and Lucy. These are the 2 named mannequins. Sorry, quick cut. Had to sneeze. Okay, so we've got different diagrams. They both have a diagram pointing to the heart. They have one pointing at the arm, at the right side of the chest, one at the stomach, then on the legs. Do these different numbers, are they weights? Because they're listing the top measurement in kilogram, which is a measurement of weight. So I wonder if the other numbers are measurements of weight. Maybe we have to collect all of the organs, put them on the tray, or onto the scale, and that unlocks it, maybe? I have no idea. Interesting, though. We'll have to think about that some more. Ah! What are you doing? Don't you want to get out of here? Well, I think she's kind of crazy already. But I'm tired. I'm pretty sure she just wants to murder everyone. And we have a door here. It's locked, as we likely could have expected. It won't even budge. Do you think this is the exit? It might be. What is this? What's this? A light switch? Doesn't seem to be working. Wait, let's try the key on the lock. There's a lock on the door. The key I've got won't open it. Okay. Can I not even... Oh, that's how you back up. So what's different about this room? It's a cabinet with a drawer. Okay, I can't click on that part. We have this strange thing. Do we have any other item? Not really. And we can fire a light through it, but that doesn't really solve our problems much. I still think we need to put something in the beaker, but I don't have anything to put into it yet. Do we need to fill it with water? Can we... Will it let me grab the beaker? I don't think so, no. let's take a look back in here. John is just lying there, so that's really not going to help a whole lot. There's something that looks like it'd be a scale, and it looks like there's a lid on the front of it. An old hard bed, and then there's Lucy's head and left arm. Maybe one of these liquids. That's a lot of medicine. I wonder if one of these is a laxative. Yeah, it sounds kind of gross, but I'm pretty sure every one of us has had the same idea. If we had some laxatives, maybe we could crap out the bombs they were putting us. I doubt it. It's like in your intestine and not in the part where you can just crap it out. Unfortunately, I don't know what medicine does what here. And taking any of them at random would likely be a poor idea. That's for boiling tools, but nothing really useful. There's a lot of different kinds of medication. It's hard to tell them apart. Well, we kind of just looked over everything. I mean, I'm sure there's something I'm missing, but I can't find... Oh, I dropped my stylus. And with that, I'm going to go take a look at what we need to do, and I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't look into it too far, but apparently I'm an idiot, apparently. Because the reason we've got this organ key and it didn't disappear like most things do once we use them in this game, is that it can be used elsewhere. And all I did was look and see that it actually could work on this door. I have no idea what it does in this room, so we'll have to take a look around in here. Now, it looks like there's a lot of liquids in here, a lot of medicine. So maybe one of them we can put into the beaker. Hey, Junpei, do you think there are any slugs on the ship? Huh? Well, if there are, I was thinking we could put salt on them. What's she pointing at? The label states NaCl. Salt, huh? Do you think 7 will shrivel up if we put it on him? Why do you hate 7 so much? I don't get it. Hey, you say something? Apparently not. Junpei, there's a bottle of iron powder on the shelf. How do you know it's iron? The label says Fe. Fe stands for iron, right? It does. You're correct. Alright, well, let's check the bottles in the back. Something stinks. Is it coming from this bottle? It says NH3. Well, that of course stinks. It's ammonia. Well, I'm glad these guys know their periodic table of elements, because while I get some of the basic stuff, I didn't know what NH3 was. Alright, what about, oh wait, that's still part of it. That's a bottle of ammonia. I'm sure all of these are going to be useful for something. Hey, Junpei! There's dihydrogen monoxide on the shelf. Why don't you just say water? That's the thing. Have you ever heard, what was it? There was like this joke or something. No, it wasn't a joke. It was, they're trying to freak people out by saying, there was like an outbreak of dihydrogen monoxide. And they're trying, and they got like, I think it was at like a school or something, and they got a bunch of parents to get like really uppity about it and getting mad at the school that, you know, how could the school let their kids get affected by dihydrogen monoxide? And after a while, someone was like, hey, you guys know that's water, right? And then they all just stood around and, you know, acted stupid. What's this? Looks like a can with a spray nozzle. It says CO2. So, it's a can filled with carbon dioxide. What could you do with a can full of carbon dioxide? I guess you could shoot it at a fire. That's about all I could think. A rectangular table. I wonder, did people mix medicine on this thing? Oh, good stuff. Let's go for a drink. What are you talking about? I'm talking about that bottle. It says C2H5OH, right? It's ethanol. That's right. Isn't ethanol kind of, like, bad just to drink straight? It's also known as ethyl alcohol. It's pretty much what booze is made of. So, you're gonna drink it? Nah, I won't. It might say that what's it might say that's what it is on the label, but there could be anything in there. And yet, in the casino, you drank that bottle of booze just because you thought it was booze. Okay, this looks interesting. So we've got a blue liquid, very, very helpful, I imagine. We've got a red liquid, also very helpful. It looks like there's something inside that bottle. Well, why don't you try pouring some of it onto the cap? Can't see any reason why not. What's that? It's bright red. Do you think it's blood? No, blood's thicker than that. Then what is it? Beats me. And what about the blue liquid? It looks like there's something inside that bottle too. Why don't you try pouring some in the cap? Can't see any reason why not. What's that? It's bright blue. Do you think it's alien blood? Where did that come from? Then what do you think it is, Seven? I don't know. Some sort of special bath soap? What a boring guess. Alien blood. Well, it's safe to know that Clover, at least, has got her mind somewhere not insane. So you've got a piece of paper here. There's a note on top of the table. Iron 1, salt 2, water 3. Okay, let me make a quick note of this. Fe is 1, NaCl is 2, H2O is 3. Carbon dioxide is question mark. I'm going to write those down just in case. And ethanol is also a question mark. What do you think this is a hint for? Maybe it's got something to do with this box? I'd imagine so. It does have a keypad on it, doesn't it? This thing won't open. Is it locked? You probably need to put in a passcode. I mean, geez, they've even got a keypad on there. How much more obvious can you get? Well, she's got something, at least in her brain there. I can only enter 3 numbers. E is for enter, C is for clear. I mean, this is pretty normal for us at this point. So, I don't know what order we need to put in. But we do have a few numbers for the first 3 compounds we have here. Well, some compounds, some elements, like barium, and then NaCl is 2. H2O is 3, so maybe we need to mix these somehow. Let's see, okay, so we got a bottle of water. Now, see, that's not helpful. It's a rectangular table. Let's just try mixing the 2 liquids. I doubted it. Okay. Let's click everything here. That's salt. We've got iron powder. NH3. N is for nitrogen, and H is for hydrogen. So, in other words, ammonia is made of 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms. I did not know I was going to be doing learning today. I have science class later today, but I didn't expect I was going to be learning it right now. Okay. So, how is that helpful to us? Are we just... wait. Okay, here's an idea. I'm not sure if this is correct, but just based on my note, Fe for iron, that is just a single atom. So that's 1. NaCl, that is 2 atoms. Yeah, that's 2 atoms. And that's remarked as a 2. H2O is 3 atoms, 1 hydrogen, 2 oxygen. So that's 3. Now, based on my idea, CO2 would also be 3. Let's see, what was the ammonia again? Ammonia, they said, is 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. Based on that, on the same theory, if that's true, that would be 4. And, let's see, carbon dioxide, yeah, that's 3. H2O, oh, yep. No, I don't think it does 7. 2 hot orphans. 7. Is your head okay? The alcohol is what I wanted to look at. So, that is composed of 2 carbon, 5 hydrogen, 1 oxygen. Oh wait, no. Oh, dang it. I forgot about this rule. I think that's composed of 9 atoms. I think. I'm not sure how helpful that is, mind you. Looks like you have to enter passcode. And we don't really have like any real ideas for what we need to enter, even if we need to make like a digital route or what we need to do exactly. I'm a little stumped again, I gotta say. NaCl. Na is sodium and Cl is chloride. So salt is made up of 1 sodium atom and 1 chloride atom. I have no idea. Like, seriously, we've checked everything in here. I mean, do we need to leave, maybe? Oh, I put the blue liquid in. Okay, let's see what happens. It's probably going to make the blue light come on. Hey, the blue light turned on. And I heard a noise. It sounded like something unlocking. Maybe the blue locker unlocked. Let's check it. And we probably poured it back into the bottle in case we need it again. So let's check the blue locker. Oh, good, we got a leg. This is the left foot of the mannequin. Do you think I'm better? What? Do you think my legs are skinnier? I have no idea. Okay. So we put the blue liquid in. Let's try the red liquid now. Maybe we have to mix the liquids to make purple. There's an idea. The red light's on now. I think I heard another noise. Well, let's check it. Why, shall we? So we've got another leg. Let's see what she says about this one. The right foot of the medical mannequin. I guess it's a woman's foot, but doesn't look hot at all. Have you got a thing for feet, 7? No, that's crazy. You sure acting kind of shady. So apparently people like feet. Now let's try to see if it'll let us combine the 2 colored liquids. Maybe not. Okay, better idea, better idea. Let's add the blue liquid and then the red liquid to make purple liquid. Okay, we're at somewhere now. Now the purple one probably opened. I get it. You combine the red liquid and the blue liquid to make a purple one. Good job, Junpei. She's so excited. Like, when did she suddenly become, hey, I don't hate the world because my brother's dead? The purple light came on, and I heard it unlock. I'm sure it's unlocked. The locker with the purple plate has got to be unlocked. Alright, let's see what happened. Let's, shall we? Alright, so we got a fake stomach. Ugh. Okay. This is a really big nose. That's no nose. It's a stomach. Oh. A stomach. Now let's try to combine these. Nope. Okay, we probably need to combine them at the mannequin itself, because I'm assuming there'd be too many items if it let us combine them on our person. So let's see what happens when we do this. An old hard bet. Do we not have all the pieces? Maybe something will happen if we gather all our body parts. Maybe, because there was a hole in I think, her chest. Maybe we need the heart still. Well, I'm honestly stumped again. I'm going to go look this up again. Sorry. I'm apparently not the best rememberer, or thinker, perhaps, is the correct word here. Okay, I figured out what it was, and I kind of had it, I just didn't apply it. What's the problem? So, if you remember, back when I was talking about, I was like, hey, you know, it looks like there's 3 atoms in H2O, and there's 4 in ammonia, and there's 9 in ethanol. Well, it turns out that that was the key. They gave us 1, 2, and 3, and I just have to enter the remaining 3. So it would be 3, 4, 9. And there you go. So I had it, I just didn't know I had it. And what do we have here? Arm. It's the right arm of the body. It's kind of creepy. Thanks for the help. And a fake heart. Not very heart-like. In fact, I mean, obviously it's a fake heart, but it's not an anatomically correct fake heart. Like, it's shaped like a stereotypical heart that people draw. A heart. This thing is super creepy. This ain't good for the heart. Okay. Oh, the super creepy heart isn't good for your heart. You make the funny joke, 7. There's a oh, no, I didn't mean to. No, stop clicking on things. So this entire room and all the chemicals in it were just to give me that puzzle for the passcode. You think we should go back? Yeah, I think that's probably best. Clover nodded and left. Junpei was about to follow her when he realized that 7 wasn't following suit. Hey 7, what's up? Oh, well... He looked at Junpei distractedly, and then back down at the brown bottle he held cupped in his large hands. What's that? In response, 7 tossed the bottle gently to Junpei. He caught it, and twisted it around to read the label. Ethylene diamine tartrate? EDT. It's tartic ethylene diamine. What kind of medicine is that? It's not medicine. I think it's an industrial strength detergent. Why would they have something like that here? Maybe to clean up big messes from people dying. Well, probably to clean stuff up. Clean what up? I don't know. Still, it looks like it's cleaned my brain up. Sorry, I had to move my mic slightly. Junpei looked up from the bottle. You remember something? 7 nodded slowly and spoke. Well, I remember a story about EDT. It happened about 50 years ago. There was this factory, somewhere in America, making big old EDT crystals. They were making it to sell as industrial strength cleaner, like I told you before. But... oh, another interesting, like, non-game image. A year after the factory started up, something strange started happening with the crystals they were building. Water molecules started attaching themselves to the EDT crystals. This made them into a sort of mutation of the original crystals, called a hydrate. Once the crystal turns into a hydrate, though, it's useless as a cleaner. The factory just had to dump the crystals. As a hydrate, they were useless. But it didn't end there. After that day, the same thing started happening in EDT factories everywhere, even ones nowhere near that first American factory. And this sounds a lot like that, thing about Ice and 9, and I think glycerin? Glycerin freezing? And still repeating the same thing that seems so weird of morphogenic field. Just a thought there. They'd been making crystals the same way, with the same materials and the same equipment and environment. But now, all of a sudden, every single crystal they formed turned into a hydrate. In fact, ever since that day, no factory anywhere has been able to make a pure EDT crystal. Even in EDT research done years before, they'd never gotten a hydrate. But after it happened at the first factory, it just spread. In the same way that that Ice 9 thing we were talking about. It was like, oh man, how do you say it? Like the molecules were communicating with one another? Transmitting information in a way humans couldn't perceive. This phenomenon spread throughout the world, right? Junpei looked up at 7 with half a smirk. 7 stared at him, dumbfounded. Yeah. That's it exactly. But how did you know? I heard another story kinda like that one. When? In the freezer. What? The freezer? Junpei told Seven the story he heard from June in the freezer, and that's why listening to the story that June had to say was important, so that we would know about the thing in the freezer that we learned, and that gives us the information to talk to Seven here. How one day glycerin began to crystallize, and the story of ice that wouldn't melt at room temperature. Written in bold for evilness. When Junpei was done, Seven looked thoughtful and absent-mindedly rubbed the scar on his chin. Ice that doesn't melt at room temperature, huh? That sounds familiar. Yeah, hold up. I feel like I can remember something. It's right there. Seven squinted. His eyes stared off into space, as if he were trying desperately to focus on something far away. Do you know the Muffin Man? Sorry. So apparently here's the next important decision we have to make, and we have to ask him if he knows about Ice 9, because I believe if we don't, we pretty much set ourselves up for failure, so we have to ask him if he knows about Ice 9. Do you know about Ice 9? Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice 9. Ice. 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 Suddenly, Seven's eyes shot open. That's it! I remember now! That woman, she's on this boat! That woman? Alice! Who's Alice? Now this sounds interesting, doesn't it? Because if you remember, in room 1, we found a book, I believe, that said Alice on the front. We thought it said all ice. Maybe it was Alice. Come on, the woman who won't melt at room temperature. It became clear to Seven that Junpei had no idea what he was talking about. He ran his hand across his face and took a deep breath. You know how the Titanic sank on April 15th, 1912, right? Yeah? More than 1,500 people died. Worst maritime accident in history. What about it? Did you hear about the boat that was sent to collect the dead bodies? Yeah, I think that was the RMS Carpatha, right? It was a cruise liner, just like the Titanic. No. That was the ship that picked up the survivors. The ship that collected the dead bodies was the KS Mackay Bennett. The Mackay Bennett showed up on April 17th, 2 days after the accident. It set out from Halifax, a port in Canada, and recovered 306 bodies. The Atlantic that far north was really cold. It would have to be, for there to be icebergs and stuff. Anyway, the bodies they pulled out of that water were frozen solid. This isn't a very nice story. So, what happened next? Well, they say the Mackay Bennett recovered something more than just dead bodies. There were various bits of stuff floating around in the water. Things the drowned had carried with them, or stuff dislodged as the ship sank. One of the things they found was a coffin. A coffin? Yeah, a wooden one. The craftsman who made it must have been pretty skilled. It wasn't just a wooden coffin, it was all wood. There were no nails or reinforcements, and there were no gaps in the wood anywhere. It was airtight. The crew got pretty curious about what might be inside of it, and opened it up. They had to get a wedge and a hammer it opened, so it was well made. Inside... Ooh, they found a woman, or I guess you should say they found the dead body of a woman. Her hair was thick and black, and her skin was deep brown and didn't show any signs of age or decomposition. And this sounds like the story June told us about... I'm pretty sure, yeah. They say that she looked gorgeous, like a goddess. She was obviously dead, but everyone who looked at her said she just looked like she was sleeping. Her skin was so lifelike, she looked like she might wake up any minute. She didn't, though. Like the rest of the bodies they found, she was frozen solid. Eventually, the Mackay Bennett finished the search and returned to Halifax. The 306 bodies were unloaded and taken ashore. However, it was warm enough that they began to melt. They say that the stink was horrible. But there was one body that didn't thaw. The girl in the coffin. Uh-huh, that's right. Everybody thought for sure that she'd melt and start to rot like the rest of them eventually. But weeks passed, and nothing happened. Then a month had passed, and another, and it was summer, and she was still frozen solid. After a while, people started to say that she was some sort of miracle. Rumors about the girl started to spread, and people came to visit Halifax from all over. After a while, people started to call her All Ice. Alice. Okay. So yeah, that's why the book was misspelled. We're like, hey, it's like All Ice, don't you mean Alice? And or whatever, and it was spelled oddly, and that's why. Of course, those rumors didn't last long. Why? Well, she up and disappeared. One day, Alice was there. The next day, she wasn't. They say someone snuck into where they were keeping her and stole the body. With the body gone, the rumors followed pretty quickly. And after a while, no one remembered her. You might be able to find something about her if you could find a newspaper from back then, but that's about it. Wait, you just said that she was on the boat. Yeah, I did. Alice has got to be somewhere on the ship. Now, why would you say something like that? Because I know. And just what is it that you know? What happened to Alice after she was stolen? Junpei gulped. Alright, tell me. What happened to Alice? Seven nodded slowly and took on the look of a man recalling something long buried. Sorry, keep in mind I'm kind of sick, so I had to make another cut there to make myself not sick. Well, around that time, the word was that there was a thriving black market in New York. I mean, I'm sure there still is, but this was special. All millionaires from all over the world. I've heard that Alice went up for auction there. The person who won the auction was Lord Dashiell Gordon. Now, we've heard of that name. You've heard of that name before, right? I just said that. Sir Gordon. Isn't he the guy who bought the Gigantic? The Titanic sister ship? Yeah, that's him. Although, I guess he hadn't done that yet. What do you mean? Gordon bought Alice in 1912. Then, 4 years later in 1916, he bought the Gigantic, and he hid Alice somewhere on the Gigantic. But nobody knows where. He died in 1931. And apparently he died without ever telling anyone where Alice was hidden. However what? Well, he did have one close friend who asked him, "Where is Alice?" And he said, "Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the Forest of Knowledge, beneath the navel of the Gigantic." Well, I mean, if I were just to give my quick thoughts on this, the Forest of Knowledge would likely be the library. If you remember, we heard about a library in Door 1. Because we had a library card. So, maybe she's in a small chamber past the library at the bottom of the Gigantic. And that would make sense considering that there's supposedly a library on the bottom of the ship. What is that? Some kind of riddle? Your guess is as good as mine. Seven threw his hands up in defeat. So that's it. Whatever you think, I believe it. She's hidden somewhere on the Gigantic. In other words, she's hidden somewhere on this ship. Before Junpei could dispute Seven's rather bizarre claim, they heard Clover's voice from the door. She did not sound pleased. "I'm going to kill you all with an axe." "Hey, what are you two doing over there? Stop wasting time and get over here." Okay, we're coming. Seven looked at Junpei. "Yeah, so anyway, that's the story. It might be useful someday. Don't forget it." With that cryptic remark, he turned and left the room. Junpei was left behind to ponder what he just heard. He tried to remember what June had told him earlier. That mummy wasn't just a normal mummy. They say that she was frozen. The story says that from the time of its discovery all the way to when it got put on the Titanic. And even though it was carried through the desert, her body never melted. What sounded a little off and out there, but having heard the story confirmed by 7, it sounds a lot more reasonable. Was that Egyptian priestess Alice? Had the water in her body become Ice 9? No, that's nuts. There's no way someone like that could exist. Well, we didn't think Clover could chop us, but she did that anyway. Junpei shook his head, trying desperately to clear it, and followed 7 to the operating room, where Clover was waiting. Alright, and we're going to take a break here. I mean, we're going to be done for the day, because we're out of time. We're actually over time. And obviously, as you can tell, I'm having a little bit of trouble doing the Let's Play, just because I'm a little bit sick. So I might take a day or two off. I'm still going to be doing the stream tomorrow. Or I guess, technically when this is coming out, this will come out on Thursday. So technically I'll still be doing the stream today, however, it'll be... I won't be talking as much as I do in a regular Let's Play, so I'll be okay with that. I'll just have a lot of fun in case anyone's interested in joining. But I might take a day or two off of making videos, just to try to get a little bit better. Because I have been pretty much from like waking up to going to sleep, doing stuff, and kind of having to stay up late in order to get everything done. So I might take a day or two of a break, but I will be back after that. Sorry for anyone who is annoyed by my slow pace through the game, but we will get finished soon, don't you worry. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time for more 999. Bye!